You know, at the end of the day, we all want the same thing, don't we? To feel healthy, to feel strong, and just full of life. But how we get there? Well, that's a story with two very different paths. Today, we're diving into two incredibly powerful but fundamentally different worlds of healing: traditional Chinese medicine and modern Western medicine. So let's just start with the one question that gets right to the heart of everything. When you're not feeling well, are you trying to fix the immediate problem, the symptom, or are you trying to figure out what's going on with the entire system? Your answer to that really frames which of these two medical worlds you're about to step into. Here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we'll get to know our two worlds. Then we'll take a walk down the path of harmony with TCM, and then the path of science with Western medicine. After that, we'll look at how we can build a better bridge between them, and finally, what all this could mean for the future of our health.
All right, let's jump in. So on one side, you've got traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM, with roots that go back thousands of years. And on the other, you have modern Western medicine, built entirely on the foundation of scientific discovery. Totally different philosophies, but both are aiming for the exact same goal: to help us heal.
And this right here really nails the core difference. TCM is holistic. It sees your body, your mind, and your spirit as one big interconnected system. The whole goal is to treat the root cause of whatever's wrong. Western medicine, though, it's reductionist. It zooms way in on the individual parts to target a specific symptom or disease. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a gardener versus a mechanic.
Okay, so let's start our journey on the path of harmony and explore the world of traditional Chinese medicine. This is a system that isn't really about fighting a disease, it's about cultivating balance.
At its very core, TCM works on this just beautiful principle. Health isn't simply not being sick, it's a state of dynamic, flowing balance. The whole idea is that everything inside of you is connected, and when those connections are in harmony, you feel great. When they're out of whack, that's when illness can show up.
So how do they actually find that harmony? Well, they use some pretty fascinating tools. A practitioner might feel the subtle qualities of your pulse or look closely at the color and coating of your tongue. And from there, they might use therapies like acupuncture to guide your body's energy, or prescribe specific herbal formulas to rebalance you from the inside out, or even teach you Qigong exercises to build up your own internal energy.
And this brings us to what are probably TCM's biggest strengths: its laser focus on prevention and its deeply individualized care. The goal isn't just to treat you when you're sick, it's to keep you healthy in the first place by creating a treatment plan that's absolutely unique to you, not just your diagnosis on a chart.
Okay, now let's switch gears completely. We're going to cross the globe and step onto the path of science. This is the world of Western medicine, a system that is all about evidence, data, and really powerful targeted interventions. The philosophy behind Western medicine is crystal clear. Identify a very specific problem, a virus, a bacteria, a broken bone, a rogue cancer cell, and then you attack it with absolute precision. It's all based on scientific inquiry and what can be proven over and over again through hard evidence. And the tools it uses they're incredibly powerful. We're talking about things like MRIs and CT scans that let us see inside the human body with breathtaking detail. And the treatments, they range from pharmaceuticals engineered down to the molecule, to life-saving surgeries and incredibly targeted radiation therapy. And this really shines a light on the undeniable strengths of the Western approach. The speed of technological advancement is just staggering, and it allows for amazing accuracy in diagnosis. Plus, because it's all built on evidence-based care, you know that treatments have been rigorously tested to make sure they're both safe and effective. But, and this is a really big but, this is where our story takes a turn. For all of their incredible power, neither one of these systems is perfect. As our source material points out, neither approach really offers a complete solution all by itself, and both of them come with their own pretty significant limitations. So, let's put their biggest challenges right next to each other. For TCM, a major hurdle is the lack of standardization. A treatment you get from one person might be totally different from another. For Western medicine, the challenge is often the side effects and complications that can come along with its really powerful treatments. Okay, so let's dig into the challenges for TCM a little bit. That lack of standardization is a big one. Because the treatment is so individualized, two different practitioners might give you two completely different plans for the exact same problem. Now, from a TCM point of view, that's a feature, not a bug, right? It's about tailoring care. But for the Western world, that variability, plus a general lack of huge scientific studies, can make it tough to really feel confident about its effectiveness. And on the flip side, for Western medicine,
Well, that intense focus on just the symptoms can sometimes mean that the actual underlying cause of an illness gets missed, and that can lead to chronic conditions that just keep coming back. Not to mention, the very drugs and surgeries designed to help can sometimes bring on their own significant side effects, which really impacts a patient's quality of life.
So what we have are two powerful but kind of imperfect systems. And that leads us to the most exciting part of this whole story. What happens when we stop seeing them as rivals and start building a bridge to connect them?
And the solution, which more and more experts are getting behind, is integration. This isn't about choosing one over the other. No way. It's about creating a more complete, more comprehensive system of care by combining the holistic wisdom of the East with the scientific precision of the West.
And listen, this isn't just some nice idea. It's actually backed by a growing body of research. Studies are starting to show that when you combine these approaches, you can get much better outcomes for a whole range of really tough conditions, like chronic pain, depression, and even severe menstrual pain, which is also known as dysmenorrhea.
Here is just a perfect, real-world example of this. We use the incredible power of Western chemotherapy to fight cancer, right? But that often comes with absolutely debilitating nausea. Well, studies now show that when you add acupuncture, a core TCM therapy, it can significantly reduce that awful side effect. It just improves the patient's quality of life while they're going through a really tough treatment. That is integration in action.
And all of this brings us to our final section, a little peek into what the future of our own healthcare could actually look like if we keep building these bridges.
So let's just pull this all together in one place. You've got TCM's holistic root cause approach, which is amazing for prevention. Then you've got Western medicine's reductionist, symptom-focused approach with its incredible technology. And we can see their limitations clearly too. A lack of standardization on one side versus the risk of side effects on the other. The two paths laid out side by side.
When you really look at it, the future isn't about choosing TCM versus Western medicine. It's about embracing TCM and Western medicine. By combining the absolute best of both, that preventative wisdom and those high-tech cures, we can create a healthcare system that is not only way more effective, but also safer and just more complete for every single one of us.
And that really just leaves us with one final question for you to think about. Imagine your own health journey. Imagine a world where your doctor could pull from the best of both of these toolkits, the ancient and the modern. What could your healthcare actually look like if these two worlds truly work together for you?